What's going on, Sportzmafia? We're back.
What's up, guys?
Carson in his house.
How we doing today?
We're going to talk about a little bit of baseball here. We're going to go over some things. See? Right here.
Yeah, I know. Okay. I was pulling it up myself, dude.
Yeah, we can pull it back and forth.
So, yeah. Another week in the books.
Yeah, man. Whew. What's going on, everybody watching?
How about the playoffs real quick?
Yeah, man. You want to start with that? Let's start with the playoffs, man.
Let's a little chit-chatty.
Yeah, man. Let's knock this out.
Wow. Down 2-0.
Yeah.
Dallas, the storm's back. Takes it in 7. I mean, that game wasn't even close.
You know,
they got to sit the entire fourth quarter.
You know, man, and this is the way how I look at it as. I do not think that the Phoenix Suns were even ready for this game, and that's just me personally. And the reason, well, that as well. But Chris Paul, you know, he didn't show up like he should have. And when I look at Chris Paul, and you know, he's 37. He turned 37 at Game 5. I do get where he's coming from. You know, you get a little older, you know, like I'm 31. My back's hurting, my neck, my shoulders, my knees.
Just waiting there now.
Yeah, man. You know, dude, it's just a little different, you know, and I do see where he's coming from. But, I mean, if you look at the averages on points here, I mean, the Mavericks beat them by 3 points on average. You know, the rebounds were in Phoenix. Assists was Phoenix's way. The blocks were Phoenix's way. Steals were...
Really, all you need to know, though, for the most part, is Luka's the best player in the series.
He is.
And he's right at that same, I think, 4th season in that LeBron was when he carried that crappy Cleveland team to the finals.
Yep.
And I can kind of see the parallels coming right now. I think Dallas is going to be able to... I think they've got the moxie to go and beat Golden State. I don't love everything I've seen from Golden State at the moment. You know,
I mean...
Clay's not quite himself. Draymond's kind of
iffy, yeah.
You know, like I could see Luka going there and just... He's got the swagger. He's got the confidence. Going in there. I want to see Dallas-Miami right now. It would be like my finals pick if I wanted to watch. I wouldn't say that's what I think is going to happen. But
well, I think the Celtics' defense is a little bit better than Miami offense,
I think so.
And that's a fact. But we're also looking at here when you look at the standings for best defensive team, Celtics is number 1. Then it goes the Mavericks. Then it goes Miami, and then it goes Golden State.
Well, Dallas and Boston have had the best records, I think, after All-Star break.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense. They've been playing the best. I don't know how Dallas is doing it other than just that Luka's amazing.
Yeah.
Dan Mady's like your 2? Mm-hmm. Come on. I mean...
Well, I mean, you also... The Mavericks also have the best 2 defensive players, and that's Finley Smith and that's Reggie Bullock. If you watch the games, what they were doing to... Chris Paul and Booker is that they were playing so hard on Chris. When Chris got the ball at, you know, 3/4 way court, that's what they were doing. And they were just you would never see, you know, Reggie Bullock not on him, Finley Smith not on him, Dinwiddie not on him. Like there was just somebody constantly meeting him on that full court press. And I think that's what got Mavericks to take it all the way. And, you know, when that Game 7, they finally figured out how to stop Chris Paul and Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
So.
Pretty cool. I feel bad for you guys here.
Yeah.
Some fans. It happens.
I do as well.
It's really hard to get back.
Yeah, I mean, but you were also reading something earlier today about the Phoenix team. And what exactly were they saying about DeAndre Ayton wanting to pay out Chris Paul? Or
I'm just going to say, I listened to a podcast. It was the Simmons podcast this morning after when I woke up. And they were just saying, like, Ayton they're probably going to trade him just because like of the cap situation. And, like, Sarver is a really horrible owner that's not going to pay luxury tax. So I guess that's something to look at. Obviously, I don't have inside ties to the NBA. I'm just parroting what I heard. But they might blow it up. You know, like, what are you going to do with Paul? He's 37, like you said.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's going to be... The further he goes, he's going to run out of gas by around this time of the season.
Well,
You know, he needs those older players around his age need to do the kind of like the Roger Clemens things done back in the day. No, I'm not going to pitch or sign a contract till July, and then by the time postseason, I'm not completely gassed.
Yeah,
and I think Paul should be one of those guys to sit out for half a year.
Yep.
Come in, do enough to get in the playoffs, and as long as he's healthy, you got a shot. You might not get the number 1 seed with him missing, half the season. But he'll get you out of the second half, at least to that 6th or 5th one. And I guess I'd rather have a healthy Chris Paul going into the playoffs than worrying about home court.
Yeah,
at his point of his career right now.
Yeah, I mean,
he just has too many of these track records to get into the playoffs, and either getting hurt or being gassed.
I mean, like even when he came into the league in 2005, when he was playing for the Hornets, man. I mean, he's in the league's eyes, in the NBA players' eyes, Chris Paul has the highest IQ, the highest basketball IQ. And that is 100%. Like, you can't argue that. You can't disagree with that because he does. He has it higher than LeBron. He has it higher than Giannis. He has it higher than Steph Curry. He has it higher than Luka. Luka, to me, I mean, with him only being in the league for such a short time so far, I think Luka is just trying to thrive for something bigger. And if he wins a ring here, do I think that Dallas is going to be a repeat in his next career? No. But I do want to say this. I think that in 5 years, 10 years, that Milwaukee is going to be a repeat champion constantly.
It's possible.
Just because of Giannis. And Jim, I do 100% agree with you. Jimmy Buckets leads his teams in points, rebounds, assists, and steals. Meanwhile, back in the conference final for 2 out of the 3 years.
Yeah.
CP3 is Peyton Manning of regular season.
Well...
I mean,
that's not a horrible comparison, but Manning did win.
He did win 2 Super Bowls, yes. But, and CP3 hasn't won 1 yet. But what Patrick Beverley said kind of screwed with my head a little bit, too.
Why should we even listen to this guy?
I mean, know what? Everyone...
He's very unlikable as a player. He's not. I mean, he's a good defensive player, but he doesn't really bring much more to the table. And he gets to come out and just take shots at some of the greatest players of all time. Whatever he's got to say. I mean, what did he say? I'll listen to it, but just like
so. What happened? So pretty much what was said is that I would have benched Chris Paul. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Phoenix's head coach is great, but if Miami's head coach was there, they would have benched Chris Paul. But here's the problem. What got me a little bit twisted and heated was that I got benched, is what Pat said. I got benched, but your average career points is 8.8. Your steals is literally 0.7. Your assists are 3.2 for your career. Chris Paul makes that in 1 season. He blows you out of your career in 1 season, just like every other NBA player does. So for Patrick Beverley to come out of nowhere and just say, I would have benched him. That's why you're not going to be a sports analyst. That's why you're never going to be a coach. That's why you're always going to be one of the worst offensive players in the game. But I'm not going to lie, though. He does remind me a little bit of a Tony Allen. Tony Allen was one of the greatest defensive players in his era, but he didn't score that much, even though he did have 12 points averaging career-wise.
Our personalities are a lot different, though.
Yay! Jason, what's going on? He can chat now.
Oh, what? What's
yes,
up,
God, I suck at YouTube. Man, that's all good, bud. Hey, look, we're here, you're here, we're happy. But, I mean, I do want to talk about these next 2 conference finals real quick, because this is going to be a killer game. I think that Golden State versus the Dallas Mavericks, I mean, Golden State kind of blows them out of the water in every category, from points all the way down to all the way down to field goal percentage. So I would like to see Golden State take it, but if Curry can't come out scoring 30 points a game, then I think Luka's going to come out and score 40.
At this moment, I still think Luka's the best player on the court.
I do.
Regards to Steph. I mean, Steph is absolutely amazing, but at this moment, I think Luka's a little better. And in basketball, especially in playoff series, God, it's really nice to have the best guy. It took everything out of Boston to knock off Giannis.
Yeah.
Giannis is by himself, basically.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday and Brook Lopez helped it a bit there. What was his name? Covington had a couple spots there, but obviously it wasn't enough.
No, it really wasn't.
So this is going to be a great series. It's going to be 6 or 7, I think, and I'm going to pick Dallas to get the upset.
I would love to see Luka do it. The only reason why I say Luka is because, for how short he's been here in the NBA, he's been playing basketball overseas for, a long time. But for his NBA career, I would love to see him get a ring, take it back to his home country and show everyone, hey, look, no matter what, if you put your mind to it, you can do it as well. And I think Luka's going to go ahead and show that if you dream big, you can accomplish big. And for me, Luka is that guy.
Well, who's going to guard him?
I think who they're going to put on him for sure is going to be Poole. I don't think Poole is his main job is going to be to guard Luka. Because if you watch Poole, Poole was playing amazing defense.
Luka's going to get his points in this series. It's just whether the rest of the team can keep up with Golden State. I don't. Poole, great. Luka's a giant that can handle the ball. He's got incredible range. Can take it to the hole. He's gonna have an awesome series. You could try to throw Draymond on him, but I think I'd wear him out real fast.
Well, so here's the thing about Draymond Green, and this is what I'm gonna put in there. He has really good defensive awareness, but he gets tired super, super, super easily. If you saw him last round when they were playing against Memphis, he was gassed half the time. Then it took Poole, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry to actually get the majority of their points. All three of those guys are dropping almost 80 points combined together. So that's the team.
A red flag with Golden State is that they got absolutely crushed in Game 5, I believe it was, and by Memphis without draw. And I don't know how many eventual champions lose by 50 in the playoff series before going on to win. If someone's done it, that's a very low number. I promise that much. So, it's just one of those kind of like, ooh.
Well, I think they were saying
I'm not saying it's gonna fall through, and they may win it all. They have a chance. I think all 4 of the teams that are left right now could win the title. But
yeah,
because I thought going into the playoffs, it was all Phoenix.
Yeah, and I think that's what everybody was, just because of the record and how the team plays together.
Well, the continuity, and they've been there, and but that Chris Paul thing just kind of turned its ugly head again on him, and it didn't help that Booker didn't show up in that last game either.
Yep. We're gonna move on to Miami and Boston. I personally don't think that Miami can do it, but there is 2 things that they need. They need Bam to step it up a little bit. Kyle Lowry isn't starting Game 1. He probably won't be there Game 2, but that's their second thing that they do need. They do need Kyle Lowry to come back and finally go. But when you have a team like Boston with Marcus Smart being the defensive player of the year, you have Jason Tatum, you have Brown. Al Horford. This team is stacked, and they also have White as well. That's a good starting 5. I think Boston
Miami's got a chance if Butler can shut down Tatum somewhat. I think Butler can do it. Miami has a little bit of a history playing Boston pretty well.
Wait, what? Zion to New York?
It could happen.
Yeah?
I'm sure you would love to go there.
Yeah, why not? The Knicks?
Though, that would be a Knicks move.
Yeah.
To get a guy that didn't play for an entire year and banking on super high potential and him just fanning out as soon as he got there. I don't want to see that happen, by the way. I like Zion.
If Zion goes to New York, I think it would be a terrible, terrible pickup for the Knicks because I haven't seen him play all year, and he's been babying that injury for quite some time now. And I personally feel that if Zion were to go there, then that would just be killer. I think that Zion needs to stay with the Pelicans and play with Brandon Ingram and go out and get a title because Ingram is the most underrated player in the NBA. And you guys saw what he did against Phoenix. I mean, the guy's a dog, bro. Like the guy's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, just me personally, just watching Brandon Ingram play against the Phoenix Suns tells me that, Jason, I need his rookie card. So if you have one, please let me know. That's all I got to say about it.
He doesn't have the same upside as Zion does. That's what you're banking on.
I mean,
Zion was flipping awesome when he was playing.
He was. I mean, he was averaging 23 points a game.
The efficiency, the rebound.
Yeah, consistency,
he reminds
everything.
Me of Barkley, basically. Without the three-point shot quite there.
But yeah, Ingram, Jason, yes. Yeah. But if he does go up there with Obi Toppin, Randall, and R.G. Barrett, then that's cool.
Listen to that roster, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it would honestly put a lot of pieces together though, because you have a bunch of players that can score to over 20.
As a Knicks fan, 100%. Can that get past Milwaukee or Boston in a couple years? No,
probably not.
You know, like, if Boston goes on to win here, I think it's Boston and Milwaukee for a couple seasons going forward. I mean, I'm sorry, Jimmy, but the Sixers drama and all that, I think they're going to take a massive step back, and then. Miami is one of those teams I don't know from year what you're going to get with them.
They did play in college. Yes, they did. Jim, Jason, he's one of my homies in the Card Sharks on Facebook. That's where I get all my sports memorabilia from. So if you guys need any sports memorabilia, Jason's your boy.
There's a plug.
Jason's your boy, I'm telling you. Card Sharks on Facebook. You'll see him. But yeah, I mean, If Jimmy Butler and Bam can, I mean, if Jimmy can keep doing what he's doing, dropping 40-plus points a game, and Bam coming in there dropping at least, 30 to 40 points, bro, like, that would be great. And hypothetically speaking, if it's in with Zion, if it's in conversation right now, that wouldn't be it wouldn't be a bad spot for him, but I don't think he's going to get past, like you said, Milwaukee, Boston, Miami. It's just got it all.
Toronto's going to probably turn it around. This should be a pretty good series. I think Boston takes it in 6. I do want to see Miami win, just because.
This
is a preference thing. This isn't a hot take or anything. I just never cared for Boston teams all that much. It's hard. They're really not likable if you're not a fan of. You sit there and watch the Patriots win all the damn time. You watch Boston go on a run, and the Red Sox, and the Celtics grabbing a couple. It's like they get a title. They've done so many titles since 2000. Like, they're just not. It's just like, to me, it's not like a fun market to root for or care.
For me,
not especially being someone from the West Coast. Sorry, guys. They have a great team. I don't want to say I don't sound like a bitter sports fan or anything. But Boston has an awesome team. Just preference.
I agree.
Preference. I don't want to see them in the finals.
But I mean, like, even if I'm looking at this in, let's say if Boston goes up against Golden State, who do you got?
Boston, Golden State. I got Boston in that one.
If Boston versus Dallas, who do you got?
Boy, I think that's a little trickier.
They're both great defensive teams.
I think Boston's the best team
going up against each other.
I think Boston's the best team in the final or the conference finals right now. So I think Boston right now. I mean, this could change day to day. Injuries, all that stuff. We've seen this already happen in the last month. Boston to me has got the best team. I want Dallas to win it all though. Let's go, Luka.
Yeah,
let's do it.
If it's Boston and Golden State, I got Boston just because of their defense ability. If it's Boston versus Dallas, I'm going to go Dallas. What about Miami versus Golden State?
Oh, man, I'm going Golden State.
You're going to go Golden State? I'm going to go Golden State on that one, too.
Miami's the weakest of the four left.
I'm taking
Not that they're bad, though. That's the thing. We're down to the cream of the crop right now. So
if Miami goes in,
any of these teams
I got any Western Conference team. I got either Dallas or Golden State. If Miami goes in, if Dallas goes in, they're gonna dog on Miami for sure.
I think Boston wins
So
the title right now.
I do too, just by looking at the
They slayed the beast.
Yeah.
They got over to Giannis. My God, that guy's so good at basketball.
Yeah,
can we talk about that story real quick?
You go ahead, bro, because it's your story. Hey, he's got a funny story about Giannis, guys. Listen to this.
I'm
This
sure
is
maybe
awesome.
some of you guys saw it. I haven't seen it reported too much. Like, to get better at free throws, he's a sick man. He had his wife hold on to his kid, and he was taking free throws. And if he missed the free throw, his wife had to run with his kid doing suicides. And he said it was so painful to watch her do that, it made him want to shoot better at it.
It made him a better player.
I get it, but... Hey, honey.
I kind of want to bring Heather in here and ask her that question. What would happen?
Heather's not doing suicides for you, buddy.
No, do you know what? Well, here's the thing, though. What if I'm making millions and millions and millions of dollars,
listen.
and I said, "Hey, hon, look,
I
need you to do this."
Dollars, I'd say she'd probably say yes then.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have her do that. I mean, the worst pain of me probably if I missed a free throw. I don't know what it would be. Heather says no. My wife says no. Not even if I'm making millions of dollars, honey.
Suicides with a kid? No big deal.
Any team like Golden State who was...
I just think that's nuts.
dominating in the 5 years last summer core.
It goes really to show how much Giannis cares about basketball and being amazing at it.
Well,
hey, I like him, though. He's hard. He's hard to watch because he's bullying people and he's running over, and it feels like someone playing Madden and just run up the gut every time.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, it's not like the funnest thing to watch, but he's so dominant and he cares.
Heather says no, not even for a meal. I think what it is with Giannis, bro, is that so he has two other brothers that are in the league too as well. But I think that Giannis is wanting to take care of his whole entire family. So I think for him to keep getting better,
he wants to have a low profile.
Yeah,
he's not like Russell Wilson.
No,
he's out there trying to get every media availability. Yeah. Come on, buddy.
I agree.
What happened to Go Hawks?
Yeah, what? It's no more. NFL Blitz. Oh, you remember that game? Yeah, NFL Blitz on Nintendo. Mm-hmm. Man, that game was gnarly. Whenever
that game had the worst comeback code ever. So like, if it's same with NBA Jam, same people midway. You're up a couple baskets. Computers storming back.
Oh yeah,
it's always gonna go down to the last shot or the last play of the game. I don't care how good you are. Dude, I know there's some sick guys out there who could do it. But.
Dude, I was watching an NBA Jam's final thing or whatever. They had like on like the little arcade, and it was like a competition. It was $100,000 on the line. There's this little girl that was 8 years old that was playing against these guys that were like in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, and she was just dominating them. Well, she gets to the last one, and the guy has blown out like everybody else by like 15 points. She comes out and blows him out by 30 points. Like, that game is so insane. Same with NFL Blitz, man. I've been trying to find a Nintendo 64 for so long so I could get it and play it.
Oh, I can help you with that.
Oh, you can?
I think so.
All right, cool. Let me know. All right, guys, moving on real quick. We're going to hit some baseball. Carson, let's talk a little bit about the standings, and then we'll hop right into the segment of what we're going to talk about, because it's going to get a little heated in the next segments.
Well, I'll try to keep it short. You know, if you're just looking at the AL East, I knew the Yankees were going to be good, but I don't know, like 25-9 kind of good to start, which is a great sign for them. We have the Yankees, and just like any other really great team, year in, year out, it's really hard to make a judgment, because we all know the Yankees are already going to make the playoffs, so everything's going to be based on postseason, but to see them off to a strong start so far is pretty nice, especially in that division. The Rays are, doing what the Rays normally do. They are the greatest team at this with the little. Like, Oakland's awesome at doing it as well, but Tampa took it to another level.
Yes, they did.
And the one that there's two teams here that is kind of. I think Toronto hanging around 500 is a great thing for them because they got a lot of talent. Yep. And we all predict them to get there. It's still middle of May right now. There's so much time left.
It's still early.
As long as they weren't 10 games under 500 right now, you'd be a little concerned. But it's going to be tight between those three. The Red Sox being 13-21.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That's why I had to miss in the damn playoffs, but I didn't know it was going to be like this. I mean, the Orioles, my friend, they have a 1-game lead on them.
Jim, look, I already told everybody how I feel about Bryce Harper, okay? We're cool, but I still don't like him. We're fine. Me and him are on good terms right now. We're going to keep it that way.
Hater.
We're going to keep it that way.
So, yeah, the AL East is pretty cool. Obviously, the Yankees are the class right now.
Yep. Who I like in the AL Central, I mean, the White Sox is still the team that I think is gonna pull away. Minnesota Twins are at 20-15. I mean, they're above 500. They're almost at 6. But I mean, the White Sox. I mean, I think that Anderson and Luis Roberts have to start picking it up a little bit. They're at 16-17. Then you got the Guardians at 16-17. The Royals at 12-20, and then Detroit at 12-23. Who would have called the Royals being second to last, almost dead last?
I'm not surprised about this. I'm also not surprised that the Twins and White Sox are near the top.
I'm not either.
Actually, I think the best team maybe in that division is Cleveland.
Yeah.
They got a really nice roster. The batting's not horrible with Ramirez there, and they got some great pitching. I just think that it's just not working out, but they're right around. You want to be right around 500 if you're just getting going right now. So I would say Twins, White Sox, Cleveland are going to be there towards the end. I'm surprised about your boys, the Tigers, man.
Yeah.
That's
I just think that we just can't get it around.
I mean, there's time. There's a lot of time, but you can just look. Boy, you get outside Detroit, they don't like playing baseball anywhere else.
No.
3-10 on the road.
Yeah.
Man, that is not a great trend that you want to be in.
That's a terrible, terrible trend. I don't know what the Tigers are doing, but what they need to start doing is start looking at their AAA and AA squad.
I wouldn't. Don't pull the trigger yet.
No, I already did.
Don't pull. No.
This is what happens.
That's irrational.
But this happens all the time.
This is irrational thinking.
Look at the teams that are on that board right now. You have the Lions, who have never won a Super Bowl.
A lot of class over here.
So you have Detroit, everything. I'm looking at the Lions, bro. The Lions never won a Super Bowl, but we have won championships. The Pistons have won.
Well, trust me, the Lions are definitely the worst team on that list.
I can't say what I want to say to you, but I'll wait for it till we go on break. But then again, now you're looking at Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons haven't won since we had Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Trayshawn Pinch, Rip Hamilton, and Chauncey Billups.
But you were kind of lucky to get that title, no offense.
Yes, we were. But moving on to the next, though, we do have a team that has second most wins, playoff wins.
About the hockey team, I get it.
Yeah. We have the second. Yeah, we have the second most championships in hockey next to Canada, but they put Canada all in one group.
Unfortunately,
if that, we would be number one.
That is the fourth sport in America.
Hey, look, I love it. We'll appreciate you, bro. Time to settle in for a movie with the family. All right, Jason, we'll see you later, man. Have fun.
Jason.
See you. Yes, sir. Next Wednesday. But yeah, dude, I'm just over Detroit. I'm ready for them to figure it out, get it going. We need to start winning again because our city is literally drained of losing. We're tired of losing.
At least you have 4 teams.
You have
3.
You're about to get a 4th, right? Didn't they say something about Seattle Supersonics coming back? Maybe.
I think it's going to happen within the next 5 to 6 years, at least, probably. They're definitely going to do it. It's been. I thought it was going to happen a lot sooner. When they left in 2005, I believe it was.
Yeah, but it was right when
we
Chris
just got
came to the
Durant.
Yep.
I was one of the first people on Westbrook too. I was like, oh man, they just got an awesome defender out of UCLA. That guy was a baller. And they went to.
You're talking about practice, hockey? Question mark? Yes, Jim, we're talking about practice.
I would say I don't know. Yeah, Detroit needs to get their little.
Well,
they're only 8 back. Okay, so
it's
there's
still
so much time.
early.
I wouldn't be bringing the farm system yet.
It's still early.
Wait closer to the All-Star break, and if it still looks like it, then go and bring your boys up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to kick rocks and find another team. Seattle, you're about to get a bandwagoner here soon.
Well, this has been kind of rough.
it has for you guys in the AL West, but, let's look at
But I'm not
the
panicking.
AL West. No, I wouldn't either. I mean, you guys are only 7 games behind right now.
Well, it's encouraging. We're the only team so far to beat the Mets in a series. We took 2 out of 3 this weekend, finally. Julio Rodriguez got a 4-hit game yesterday.
Yup. Julio's my guy, man. I can't
he's so
wait.
fun. I'd say if you're right around 500 or a couple under, it's not time to panic. We're not at that stage yet. I'm a little disappointed when the Mariners were 10-6 cruising, and they went and took a Florida trip over there. They went down and played Tampa and then Florida or Miami, and it just the wheels came off for a bit. And they had to come back from Miami and play Houston, and Houston shelled us. It's just
it's not good going down there playing.
A couple tough weeks with the Mariners. Not as excited, but we're still in good shape.
But I mean, you guys are playing.
Like everyone else is.
But you guys played against one of the best pitchers in the league, Pablo Lopez, along with Jazz Chisholm, who his bat is just working for him like uncontrollably crazy right now. He is one of the best hitters.
Our division is real tough because
it is.
You look at Houston; they're 9-1 in their last 10.
Yep.
Boy, man, they're already tearing off. Anaheim, I mean, Syndergaard has been pitching out of his mind.
Oh man, same with O'Shea Ohtani, just smacking his 100th
I
home
was
run.
scared of this about the Angels because they have a lot of like high-profile guys, and the rest of the rosters are like so.
Yep.
But if those guys actually played to the back of their baseball card, this is what's going to happen. They're going to be a really good team.
Yep.
I was just hoping they were going to be mediocre again, like always. But they shuttered that Plujo's contract finally.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was fun to watch. 12 years of that, Angels fans.
Yep.
12 years of it, I think. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's like my least favorite team in baseball.
Is the Angels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I despise them.
Well, I mean, I do think that the Angels are the best team in the AL West, even though the Astros is number 1 right now. But I do feel that, O'Shea Ohtani, Mike Trout, and all the other guys are starting to catch up a little bit. I mean, I'm looking at Sleepless in Seattle.
It's been that way for a while right now.
Yeah. I mean, I look at O'Shea Ohtani. I look at Mike Trout. I look at, the other,
Well,
pitching
they got
staff.
Anthony Rendon.
Yeah.
They got some ballers on that team. I'm actually. I think the Angels are doing pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Playing pretty well.
I
You
agree.
got the NL East here. Not too surprising that the Mets are taking, just kind of whipping everyone right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're 23-13.
Yep.
Phillies, they're kind of right where, I think they're going to be a little better than 500.
Mm-hmm.
I would feel okay if I was a Philly fan because you have a positive run differential.
Yep.
The Braves, I just don't know if they're going to. I just feel it's going to be one of those years for them.
Yep. I don't know, man.
I'm kind of surprised Miami is not playing a little better. I thought there was an opportunity to jump the Braves or maybe the Phillies here. Like I said, they're not doing too bad. They're only 4 games under 500 right now. But you don't want to start creeping into that 10 games under 500. You got a lot of work to do.
Well, the Braves need to start figuring it out because they are 10-11 right now at home. They're 6-8 away. The Braves aren't doing so hot. I think it's because you got rid of Freddie Freeman. You're an idiot. They also got rid of Jock Peterson. They got rid of a lot of great
I hated that move in
players.
the moments though because I thought Matt Olson. I haven't seen Matt Olson's number in a minute, but
Well, he had 48 hours to sign the contract, and then they don't give him the 48 hours, and they finally trade for him. They give away Christian Pache, and then 2 prospects picks. I mean, you gave away a guy, Christian Pache, that hasn't even played yet, and he goes to Oakland, and he's showing you screwed up. I mean, I think the Braves, they do this constantly. They get the best players, and then they let them go. They did the same thing after they won the World Series in '95. They got all the best players, and they let them go. It just doesn't make sense to me dude, just keep the team that you're with if you won a World Series. I mean, look at LeBron. LeBron kept the same team. Tom Brady kept the same team. It's just, it blew my mind. It just really doesn't make sense to me on why teams do that after they win a series or after they win a championship. They go ahead and cut everybody.
yeah, I mean,
But
it kind of depends on the financial aspect generally more than anything.
yeah, that as well. But
I like like I told you, I like the idea of like where you're drafted, the team has complete control over you.
Yeah.
They have to pay you appropriately. Like arbitration would really matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, but you as a club could hang on to anyone as long as you like.
Yep.
Boy, there'd be just some awesome teams. And, you know, like free agency, if they did drop someone, would be really ruthless. Mm-hmm. Even more so now. Especially at basketball, I wish the teams were kind of more like the same squad going.
Yep. Back and forth.
You get to know them a little better. It's not like 100 dudes going, changing teams.
Yeah.
You know, I like it. I like a couple of the big moves during the offseason, but I don't like seeing the rosters on every team switch 1,000 times over.
I agree. But I'm looking at the NL Central right now, and I think that, St. Louis is looking great. They had Albert Pujols pitch.
I like the Cardinals the most.
Which is funny,
I'm not surprised that the Brewers are number one.
Me neither.
It's just incredible pitching. Yelich hit his third cycle.
Yep, in his career.
Weekend.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Christian Yelich is a great hitter. Yeah,
it's hard to get that triple.
Mm-hmm. Christian Yelich is a great hitter. He can put the ball into different spots. If you were to switch, like if you were to shift on him, he can still put the ball in play for not only himself but for the players that are on base. I remember watching him when he came and played at the Braves a couple of times. They pulled the shift and he popped it right down the third base line over top of the third baseman's head. Got to second, scored 2 runs in bottom of the 6th or top of the 6th, and they ended up winning the game because of it.
Yeah.
And Braves just couldn't get the bats going again. But I
think,
like the Pirates too. But again,
I think right now, even I keep saying it's early and it's only 6 or 7 weeks into the season. I think this is the only division where I can clearly say it, and I feel confident in this. And you guys can come at me maybe in the end of the season if you like, but I doubt you will. I think it's a 2-team race. It's Brewers and the Cardinals.
Yep.
I didn't trust the Pirates, the Cubs, or the Reds. The start of the season, and some started off a little good, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll have to eat crow here.
Well, we did put the Reds third place, though, and the Pirates last, and the Cubs second to last. But it looks like how the times have changed on us. The
Reds are 9-26 already. They have a negative 65 run differential.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
That's terrible.
It's really, really bad. I knew they weren't going to be good. I looked at the Cubs lineup, and I'm like, how the hell are they going to score any runs? It's just an awful team. Same with the Pirates. I would hate being one of their fans and just like, okay, it's May, what is it?
It's May 16th.
I never even remember anymore. May 16th, okay. Yeah, season's over. Time to pack it in. There's no way the Pirates, Cubs, or Reds are going to even match up for a wild card when you've got like the Padres, the Phillies, Braves, the Giants, Dodgers, all these other teams are just so much better. Brewers, Cardinals down to the stretch. Yep. Only one team makes it. It's like the Thunderdome.
And I think that St. Louis is going to take it.
1 man leaves.
See, I really, really want to see this matchup when it comes back, when it's Brewers versus the Cardinals. And the only reason why I say that is because it's the first and second place team in their division, and I want to see if the Cardinals can knock them out in 3 games. And I think that would be a really good game, just to watch in general. But
if I was gonna have to pick a NL Central game I had to watch, I would hope that it's Cardinals Brewers.
Yeah.
So now, not that it might actually be the least interesting division in the sport right now.
Yeah. Well,
both Centrals.
The NL West is a killer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Way more interesting.
Yeah, it's a killer.
They have the best team in baseball, in my opinion. The Dodgers have been 21-12.
Yep.
They have the highest run differential.
They do.
That's 70 right now, which is fantastic.
That's crazy. Well, the Padres, I'm waiting for.
But the fact that the other, almost all the teams in the whole division, they don't have anyone under 500. Colorado's right at 500. This is brutal.
Yep.
And this might be the best division in baseball right
It is,
at the moment.
Which
it's kind of weird because I look at the Diamondbacks and I'm like, how are you guys doing this? How are you doing it?
I look at Colorado, I think the same thing.
Yeah. No. But they're in there.
But then again, they did beat the Dodgers opening
Oh, yeah. Dodgers lost a couple series. Mm-hmm. They lost one. They had the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
And they start their series with them tonight.
I mean,
it's just... let's be honest, though. Diamondbacks aren't going to catch the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this one here, just in general, I'm waiting on Tatis Jr. to come back. And once that happens, the Padres are going to kill it because Manny Machado is doing what he's getting awesome. Paid to do at that $320 million.
I just think even with Tatis back, though, it's still just don't have him past the Dodgers.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that they will, but what I'm saying is that they have a really good. Yes, they have a very good shot. And the only reason why I say that is because Tatis, after him hurting his wrist, you swinging a bat. I need to see him swing a bat, but when he comes back, just to double check to make sure that I'm going to say this correctly. But I don't know. I still like San Diego. I like the Dodgers, but
I think how about the Giants, man? They won more games than the Dodgers last year.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it, man. I just you look at the roster and you're like, oh man, there's a bunch of 30-plus-year-olds in there, kind of great guys in their prime, and good veteran type of team, just grinding out victories. They're 20-14. Man, you're just not gonna be able to kill them.
No.
I also don't think they'll take the Dodgers. I'd say Padres probably a little better still too.
I got my 3 teams right here: Dodgers, Padres, Giants. Brewers are going to have a hard time. Mets are going to have a hard time against this NL West teams. I think
the Mets are the second best team right now.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Third or second overall with the Yankees.
Well, I got to give the Yankees number 1 or 2, but again, we'll get to that in a minute.
Well, the thing
because
about the
Mets, it's going to get a good roll.
Jason left, but they hadn't lost a series up till Mariners here, but
yep.
That's what you want to do in baseball. I always say that. Can you take 2 out of 3? Can you get that 3 out of 4? Just if you can consistently do that, you're going to be awesome.
I agree with you 100%. I personally,
I'll just put it.
like it.
Get the rankings out there. It's like the Dodgers. It's the Mets. It's the Yankees. I would say maybe Tampa, Houston, kind of top tier.
Minnesota, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He played a cruddy division.
So the Reds had a no-hitter. This is their 3rd no-hitter in 2022. That's great. That's amazing. We're already midway through May, and they already have 3. But Hunter Green strikes out 9 batters, walks 5. 8th inning, should have been a double play, but they scored on a no-hitter.
Yeah, it happens. Not very often.
This is the 5th or 6th pitcher.
We couldn't tell if it's the 5th or the 6th one.
Yeah.
I've heard it was 6.
I heard it was 5th, but we're just going to go ahead and 6th and 5th pitcher to do a no-hitter and lose. That's insane. That's crazy.
It's like Cincinnati fans already don't have enough to, here's the one thing awesome is going to happen in your entire season. And they choke it away.
Yep.
And it's just if you're a Reds fan, do you watch anymore? How invested are you going to be? Are you showing up in the game with a trash bag over your head? That type of thing.
I don't think they're going to pull.
They really could use the no-hitter just to give that organization a little lift right here and lose it because they walked a couple dudes.
Yep. Caleb! He's back! We haven't seen him in 2 weeks! Work's been crazy. Caleb, what's up, man?
Things happen.
Bro, we're super excited to have him back. So, hang on. You're a Reds fan. How do you feel about being 9-26, throwing 3 no-hitters?
Hey, welcome back. How about your team?
Well, he's a Reds fan. We need to know. We need to know.
Thanks.
We need to know.
What do you think they're doing?
We need to know.
We need to know, man. This sucks.
Oh, man. We need to know how it feels because I feel you, man, with Detroit and everything that I am. Bro, I quit watching the Reds.
That'd be a good series.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but
Cincinnati,
man, that's
Detroit.
rough. Ooh, that's rough, man. I've given up on them. Yeah, man, I would too. If my team was done, my team's 12-20 something. I'm over it. I'm done. Like I said, bring the farm teams up.
Yeah, it's a little early. Not in the Cincinnati's case, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's over. You can even bring up your boys right now. It doesn't matter. Detroit, I'd be like, I cautious a little more patience, especially but Cincinnati, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not happening. It's not happening. I do like Connor Green as a prospect here.
He does have the Bengals, Jim. Yeah, man. The Bengals I think, are going to be a really good team.
Green's got some real nice stuff. Obviously, he displayed it. He has a pretty bad ERA, but I think he's one of those guys, once he gets a little more time in the league, where he's going to be a high K, strike out a lot of dudes throughout the game, and how that ERA or like a little over like 3 kind of thing, just maybe not ace to like your second, could be your second best pitcher here if he keeps this projection. Yeah,
man, we're waiting on football too, man. We're waiting on football. Basketball and hockey are about to be over. Baseball and football season's coming right around the corner. But guys, this is funny. Albert Pujols was just throwing like 75.
Hit 2 homers.
50 and 75 miles an hour. The ball is just sinker. Every time he threw the ball. He's the second pitcher to do so with Babe Ruth. He won, 15-6, even though they did smack 2 home runs on him. But that's okay, right?
If you're confident that he's not going to give up, 10 runs in an inning, yeah, go ahead, throw him out there.
Yeah, throw it out.
Save your bullpen a little bit. It's a smart move. He gave up 4 runs, but they were up 15-2. So whatever.
Well, they asked. They were like, "Yo, who wants to go out and pitch?" And Albert said, "I'd go pitch." So he got up, walked out there.
I think that's their dream to go and do that for an inning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like all the positional players want to play pitcher at some point. All the pitchers want to go out and hit. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
You want to do all parts of the sport.
I'm a little busy, so I got you all in my ear. Nah, man, you're good, dude. Take your time. We're here.
Yeah.
Won't be able to type for a bit. That's good, man. We'll keep you on the loop. But
yeah, it's always fun to see
Albert Pujols. Yeah,
I think it's cool.
It's
going pretty well for him.
Yeah,
going pretty well for him. I mean, any list with Babe Ruth is always a good thing to be on.
Yeah, whenever you're on a list with Babe, I think it's just an honor. I mean, even if it was, my first up to bat, I got struck out. And Babe Ruth, his first up to bat,
and he's the only other guy that's hit 600 as pitched.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I like to see that kind of thing. It's a long season.
Hi, Donna.
No one's going to be criticizing him for pitching.
Law Dog, how are you? Yeah, dude. I mean, look, man. Albert Pujols can now say that he's one of the best home run hitters in baseball. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball, even though he has an ERA of 40.
No, it's infinite. It's when you look at it, it's an 8 figure.
Yeah. It's infinity.
It's infinity. No.
To infinity and beyond. Pujols looks better than Logan Gilbert.
Oh, man.
That's terrible.
That's awful. Logan Gilbert's amazing.
That is terrible.
Amazing pitcher.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and hop in a break real quick before we get started on this. We're going to keep running through it. Yeah? All right, guys, well, we'll be back in, 5 minutes? 5 minutes. Don't go nowhere. Yeah, subscribe, turn on notifications, guys. We'll be back in 5 minutes. We just want to get this out of the way before we start on the long segment. We'll be back. What's going on, everybody? We're back. Here we go.
Oh yeah, the camera's there now. Hi.
So guys, we're gonna hop right into the power rankings, and that means the best teams in the league. Period.
Well, as of now,
Because Yankees are number one.
not to me.
Well, they are. They're number one
According to some people.
in ESPN, CBS Sports.
Yeah. Okay.
Mine.
You know what?
Their record stands for it.
As an average fan.
Everything is Yankees. Guys, Yankees are number one. I mean, they have the number one home run hitter right now in the game, Aaron Judge with 12. Anthony Rizzo's bat is looking really nice. I'm not really understanding Aaron Hicks. I mean, he's not looking too well, too healthy. But I'm really liking the Yankees. I think the Yankees are the World Series contenders.
They're always going to be a contender. I think they're always in the picture. Mm-hmm. It's just whether they can get it over the hump or not. It's hard. If you're a Yankee fan, which I'm not, but I get it. I would be very happy that you're off to a strong start and the team's looking good and they're playing hard, especially early in the season. Because sometimes when you get paid, you just take off of the April and May. You're like, hey, we can get back in this in June. So to see them playing well right now, that's great. It's always the same with the Dodgers, the same with the Red Sox. Those kind of teams that are always there.
Yep.
It's one of those. They're going to be judged. They could win 110 games, and it doesn't matter if they don't take the World Series home. No Yankee fan's going to be happy. It's win or the season's a horrible loss. So I would be happy if, like 25-9. That's a great record, especially in your division that you're playing. You got the talent. Yeah, it's just that, can you do it in the playoffs?
Heather says this is the year.
It might be.
Well, I like their starting pitcher lineup from 1 to 5. You got Cole, Montgomery, Cortez, Severino,
is the man right now on their team.
Telion. From 1 to 5, this team has the best starting pitchers. They have the best closing pitcher, Chapman, in all of baseball at the moment as well. But when you look at the relief pitchers, Clay Holmes, Michael King, and Chad Green are
now
saving grace.
The Steinbrenner, the old owner. Mm-hmm. What I would have liked about the previous Yankees and how they won all the team is I look at this roster and it's really good, but you knew there was going to be a blockbuster trade like in June or something. Mm-hmm. And can they do that again? Repeat, go all in, maybe. Really shoot for it this time. You got the resources.
Oh yeah.
I don't. They spend a lot and they do, but they're not the most aggressive team out there anymore. They haven't been for a good while. Yep. Dodgers really kind of supplanted them in that category. So if I'm a Yankee fan, awesome start. Everything's going good. I would want them to make a big move to add another big bat to this lineup. Anywhere you can get it. Shortstop.
Well, I'm looking at this roster, right?
You're not going to find a catcher, but maybe get a center fielder, get another outfielder, get Hicks out of there. Joey Gallo, man, awesome power. Mm-hmm. Strikes out a ton, though.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at it like this. If you were to take Gabriel Torres and Aaron Hicks and put them on trade block, or even if you were trying to do a trade, who would you go for? Like you personally, who would you go for that could help your team, that could put it back for their center fielder?
I would look at someone like Pittsburgh and try to get Brian Reynolds.
Brian Reynolds?
Yeah.
Or even looking at Baltimore, looking at Mullins.
Just look at these teams that are not run very well. And it's just like when you're playing fantasy football. Find the sucker. Get the players off them. And now I'm not that cutthroat in fantasy, but if I was doing it hardcore, you find the guys that probably will trade you for a bunch of prospects. Yeah. Get a Brian Reynolds.
I agree with you 100%.
Get a nice leadoff batter with the rest of the squad. His numbers will go up drastically getting in this lineup instead of being in Pittsburgh, and he does awesome over there.
Hey, man, I agree.
I think that'd be the guy.
Yep.
And by the way, I don't know the contract situations, if that's possible, but I would be looking towards a guy like that. An awesome defender with great on base percentage, basically.
Yeah.
Someone gets on base.
Again,
You already got Judge. You know.
Well,
you
contact and consistency is the best thing.
You got Rizzo. I need guys to get on while those guys get up.
Yeah, but I mean, these guys are all consistent though. But I would need to find another guy who's consistent and who can play the field. Like, if it was me personally, I'm going after Mullins.
Mullins. There's no way that.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying though, like that's my.
I would love that Mullins. Yeah, he's just in that same kind of meld as Brian Reynolds. That kind of thing. Yeah. That kind of pickup is what they kind of need.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
They're in good shape. They're in good shape. Good shape.
The Dodgers pitching is insane as well too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Walker Buehler.
I would take
Clayton Kershaw. Even though he's on a 15-game relief.
I would take the starters of the Dodgers over the Yankees, but the bullpen might be a little different.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have everything you need.
Yep.
This is my favorite team in the league right now as far as best team.
Yeah, I agree.
They're loaded.
I kind of messed up this, but there we go. Now we got it all fixed.
Max Muncy, adding a DH, just an awesome bat to have on there. Bellinger, you're just hoping that, he gets a little bit of that magic he had a couple years back. I mean, the sky's the limit if that guy finds it out.
Well,
Freddie Freeman, I mean, come on now.
Well, here's the thing, though. Freddie is doing a little bit of a slump.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that it is or it's not, but
when people get paid a lot and it's like 5 years for X amount of money, they usually put a lot of pressure on themselves and they press really hard. They might start swinging, and Freddie's a really patient hitter, so most likely he's just feeling the pressure of being there. I'm gonna imagine that's gonna probably mellow out, and once it starts getting a little hotter, which it definitely is here in Georgia.
Yeah.
That ball's gonna start sailing a little farther.
Yep.
I wouldn't even bat an eye at what Freeman's doing right now.
Yeah.
You just need him ready for like August, September.
Well, true, but what happened in the World Series with the Braves? He wasn't consistent anymore. He was finding himself failing just a little short. I'm not taking anything away from Freddie. I like Freddie as a player. I think Freeman is a fantastic playthrough. Freddie's been disappointing in fantasy.
Hang on in there. Just hang in there with him. That's all I'm saying. Like, baseball's tricky in fantasy because you got to ride the guy even if he's going through a slump because he's going to have that day where he breaks out and has like 4 for 5 with like 2 homers in a game.
Yep. But I mean, again,
you didn't even mention they have Mookie Betts on this team. Like, get out of here.
I mean, look, the Dodgers
might be the best pitcher in the league.
The Dodgers have a solid lineup. They got Freddie Freeman at first base. They got Gavin Lux at second. They got Justin Turner, Trey Turner at third and shortstop. Cody Bellinger and Mookie Betts. I mean,
it's loaded.
Don't let me forget Chris Taylor. But this team is super loaded. Max Muncy as well. Like, this whole entire team is just loaded with mega stars.
I hate to turn to the show, but if you look at like the live series, it's like they got like 7 Diamond players.
They do. like if you're looking at MLB The Show, they do have 7.
At it like this from like a glance and see what like the sports world thinks of it. Like, man, I'm not saying that equates to actual real winning. It's just I know this team's loaded. They're playing like a team that's loaded in a very tough division. God, they're gonna be the. I think they're still going to be the champs at the end of the year, but they're going to be right there.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I really do think that the Dodgers are a really, really high contender. Who do I think is going to be the World Series? Yankees, Dodgers. But we got a couple other teams on this list. The Dodgers remind me a lot of the Rams from last season. A super team that got off to a good start, but not as hot as people expected.
Well, I always equate that to expectations.
Yeah,
it's just we're 7 weeks in. It's so much more time to go, and the fact they're 21-12 already. I mean, it's not like they're as a team is struggling necessarily.
Yep.
Baseball is really hard to be like, they're 30-4. It's not like basketball in that sense.
Nor is it like football, man, where you can go like.
You're going to have a little stretch.
Like every 10,
team, even the best of the best teams are going to have a little stretch here and there where they're just not as good as they should be.
Yeah.
But really, all you need in baseball is to hang in there, be in striking distance, and once like you're in the middle of August, turn that bad boy on. It reminds me of like the 2008 Colorado Rockies, man. Just kind of hung in there, and once it hit like late August, September, they were untouchable. You could not beat that team until they ran into the Red Sox at the end.
Yeah.
They're just on fire. Like, it was one of the most impressive things I've seen. I've also seen it the opposite. Like it was almost maybe even the same year as when the Mets just were killing everyone the whole season and just completely self-combusted in September.
They just self-destruct.
Yeah, like right now it's just kind of like round 1 or 2. We're like the second or third round of a boxing match, and you know it's going to go 15 rounds. Well, it's feeling out. You're hitting some jabs, taking a little blows here left and right. You're just making sure that you're still standing and have a lot of your cardio is good to go for a while.
I mean, I think but I also think that when Clayton Kershaw comes back, but when Kershaw comes back, when Henny comes back, I think that this team is going to be the next blowout because Henny's got 10 game on IL. You got Kershaw who's on a 15 game too as well on an injury list. I mean, you're fine.
We didn't even mention Will Smith's one of the best catchers in the league. This team is loaded.
I shouldn't have to mention Will Smith. Everyone should already know that Will Smith is one of the best.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Impressive. Really impressive.
I agree 100%. Moving on to your Mets. Ones we were just talking about earlier, man. They had a really good run.
Definitely not my Mets, but, man, they're awesome.
Yeah. They're looking really nice, man. I really do like, the Mets are number 3. They're at 23-13. They stay right where they are. I will say what I really like is Jeff McNeil, Francisco Lindor, and Escobar. Edwano. You guys know what I'm trying to say, Escobar. I think that those are the 3 players that stand out to me the most on this list, even in the hitting. Their pitching.
They have a really nice, solid lineup. I know there's not a lot of special, but as long as they're scoring enough, because that pitching on their team is so stinking good.
Yeah.
As long as they have an average offense, this team's going to be really good. Yep. They don't even have their DeGrom. Arguably their best pitcher. It's hard to argue between him and Scherzer.
Yep.
You got 1-2. Tyler Miguel, I mean, he's throwing a combined no-hitter with the rest of his squad, pitching really well. I mean, he's hurt right now, but you got those 3 and Chris Bassett. You got 4 incredible pitchers. Walker, I've seen plenty of him. It's hit or miss with him, but
he's missing out 15 games.
It's all this team is going to be there right to the end, too.
But
just pitching alone.
But here's the crazy thing.
And they don't lose series.
Yeah, no. But you have Pete Alonso as your designated hitter. You have J.D. Davis. Those 2 guys
Sterling Marte is
Sterling Marte too. Yeah, he is. I mean, I was going to get to him in a second, but when you take those 5 guys who we named for the batting lineup,
I think they did the right thing. I like Robbie Cano. But this team has aspirations to do more than just make the playoffs. And you got a struggling, aging veteran on your team. Maybe he's great for the dughouse. I know Lindor had a great connection with him. But for them to be like, you know what? Instead of waiting to see if you're going to contribute to actually help us win, we got other guys on our bench that are ready right now. And
they're ready to step in.
They let him go. It's a great sign. I think that it's one of those kind of decisions you don't want to have to make, but you do it. And like I said, the pitching here is the best, in my opinion, the best in the league. And
I don't know, man. I like the Yankees or the Dodgers.
That starting pitcher is better than the Yankees.
I don't know, man.
DeGrom and Scherzer,
but DeGrom's not there. Like, you can't say that at the moment. DeGrom's not there. When he comes back, then yes. Yeah. But right now, the Dodgers and the Yankees have the best pitching staff. But the Mets, when DeGrom comes back, I think that they are going to be the number 1 team to compare with. But at the moment, it's like saying, well, Giannis is the best player in the league, but he hasn't played for 6 months.
Yeah, but if we're projecting towards the end, or
Deshaun Watson.
I mean, DeGrom's going to be there, and he's phenomenal. Probably the best pitcher in the league. And with Scherzer, which I think lost his first game in over a year, a week ago. Like, he's had no decision stuff. No. The first time that an actual L was put against his name.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's really good for the regular season.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not shocked that they're 23-13.
I think that Max Scherzer is better than Clayton Kershaw. Mm-hmm. I do think that.
Oh, I think so, 100%.
Garrett Cole still has some things to work on, but he could be one of the best starting pitchers.
Garrett Cole could. I think he has a little more maybe upside, like more a little filthier than Scherzer. Mm-hmm. But I know what I'm getting with Scherzer every stinking year. Like, just an epic Hall of Fame pitcher, basically.
I agree.
I love that starting rotation for the Mets. It's going to carry them a long way, and they have a pretty good offense. It's not the best. Mm-hmm. Their lineup doesn't compare with the Yankees. It doesn't compare with the Dodgers in any sense. But like that pitching, I think is just that good.
I have to agree.
It's just going to boil down to like Mets, Dodgers probably, or Milwaukee somewhere in there. We haven't got to it.
With the Reds having been so bad, me and the wife have been a Mets household. I think they're the most exciting team to watch personally. Yeah,
I like it.
They are.
There's a lot of teams that dislike them right now. They've been probably the most like scuffles that I've seen so far, and got some real hate towards them. Pete Alonso, man, he gets in a car wreck before the season. And he's been tagged twice
in the face.
He got hit in the head. I know one time. I know he got tagged the other time, like a second time.
I think it's been in the face.
Kind of a rough time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pete Alonso, man.
Hang in there, man.
Yeah, he'll get better and a little healthier.
Don't know too much about you, but I'm pulling for you.
Yeah. Looking at the Brewers and what the Brewers have to offer, Corbin Burns is probably, would you say, maybe
top five?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brandon Woodruff is really good. Freddie Peralta, they have a great rotation as well. This is why they're winning. I don't see a lot of special in the lineup. I'm just like, hey, that is pitching right there. Yep. I mean, Hunter Renfroe plays for this team. That's crazy. Not a bad player, but
no. I mean, I will say this: there is a couple guys that stand out to me. Christian Yelich is one of them, of course. I think that's everyone that stands out to. Like you said, Hunter Renfroe stands out. But Corbin Burns is the one that stands out the most, even though he's not a hitter, but he's still the guy for this team. I think if they keep doing, contact, consistent hitting, this team's a scary team.
They're kind of like the Mets in a sense to me. Just need that, have a special lineup. But as long as it's average or above a little above average, they're going to win a lot because pitching is amazing. I'm huge on pitching. It's so important to have great pitching. Yep. And their top three guys are really, really good. And you got Josh Hader coming out and Hader. I think it's Hader. But that guy's a lockdown artist right there. Rowdy Tellez looks like a softball player, by the way.
Who?
Rowdy Tellez. It's crazy. He's a giant dude. I feel like he'd just be the best softball player of all time.
He does. I have to agree with you 100%. Andrew McCutchen is their DH, but he's out. He's out for I think another month and a half, between a month to 2 months.
You kind of have to know that signing him at this point that he might miss some time here and there.
Yeah, Pedro Severino is suspended.
Crappy division like we spoke about early, so they should be okay. Yeah,
they are. They're in a big one. Moving on to the Angels, they previously were at spot 8. Now they're at spot 5 at 24-13. Shohei Ohtani hit his 100th home run. That's amazing for a starting pitcher. He's also a DH as well. That's a player. That's a really, really good player. I don't know. I feel the Brewers are placed too high, but that may just be my bias. What would you have to comment about that? Because I have a couple of things, but
maybe, but they deserve to be in that top 7 to 4 range, and just because to me it's the pitching with them.
Yeah,
and they're playing pretty well.
Their pitching helps close them out.
Their starters are so good. Burns won the NL Cy Young last year. And then you have one of the best closers closing it out. Pretty good bullpen. Like I said, just a good enough offense.
Yep.
when I look at something like the Angels here, you got a couple studs as your 1-2, but it kind of falls off a little bit afterwards. They don't. It's like they're the biggest like stars to scrubs kind of team I think in the league. You got some really really awesome players. Like if you did a auction draft in football. And you just blew like $75 on Mike Trout immediately.
Yep.
And then you went and turned around and put 75 on Ohtani.
Yep.
You got Rendon. You know, you got your 3-4 dudes. You just pray they don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the team is just not very good around them. And then if they all hit, you're doing awesome. And I feel like that's kind of how this is going with them. I always look at them as just like, I don't understand the rest of your team construction. But I can see that you have some really special players, and you just bank that maybe the other dudes have more like a career year and push them. And I mean that is treading in the right way. Notice Noah Syndergaard is coming back with a vengeance. He was banged up all last season, didn't pitch really well this prior season. I kind of wrote him off, and especially like a number 2 for your team. And he's pitching lights out right now.
Well, they also don't have Kurt Suzuki right now. He's out. But I do want to say that Jared Walsh and Tyler Ward are helping keeping this team alive.
Walsh is a power hitter. I think it's the lefties that he destroys. It's either the lefties or righties. I haven't seen the splits in a while, but he's one of those that's just amazing at one half and not very good at the other one. So, if you get the right matchup, I mean, it is even more firepower.
Yep.
As long as you got Trout, and it's really weird. We could say that Trout's never made the playoffs.
That's true.
So,
But they still tell him that he's the best player in baseball.
Well, baseball is one of those sports where you're not playing with other people when you bat, so it's all individual. It's like you're a team, and the defense matters. But as far as individual batting, you can only do so much.
Yeah. I mean,
it's still really important to hit how he does. It just shows that how bad his team's been around him the whole time.
Well, so playing MLB The Show, I have Matt Duffy as one of my DH hitters. And I got to say, man, they gave that guy a lot of power against righties. Whenever there's a righty pitching, like when me and you played, I put Matt Duffy in. He smacked that home run on you. Yeah. I still lost by, 2 runs? I lost by 2 runs. But, again, it's...
He can slow down my Julio Rodriguez or the Jazz Chisholm.
I can't, man. Dude, it's so hard. Because
both our teams are pretty loaded, though.
Yeah. But, I mean, what he doesn't know, who I just got, was Mookie Betts. So my team is now more stacked than what it was before. But the thing is that I can't time Mookie's swing because it's so weird. But,
it's a lot of preference.
It is.
Well, if we're talking video games, yes. It's a strong preference on, timing. And same with pitchers. Could have a guy that's really rated high, but if I don't like how his throwing mechanic is, it's difficult. Or he throws at weird angles that I'm not used to.
There's not really much to say about the Astros. The Astros have a really good team. They always have a great team. There's really not much to say about them. When you look at...
I would say, Verlander is looking great.
Yeah, but...
Amazing. And then...
But you can't say anything bad about the team.
Gambler, Valdez is a great pitcher as well. I am not surprised. I already told you I thought they were going to be one of the last teams standing. The lineup's still great. Now, I think that window, they might have another year or two before it starts to really fall off the rails. Yep. But right now, they're really good. Jeremy Pena is a good player. Playing for, was it Carlos?
Carrera,
yeah, that's right. He stepped in and has done a nice job for him.
Yep, he has. Michael Bradley, Kyle Turner, Jordan Alvarez is the best.
Kyle Tucker is the man on this team. Well, I mean, Jose Altuve is going to do what he does.
Alex Bergman.
This lineup's awesome. I'm not shocked.
Grill is still here. Eula Grill.
We're going to fall off a cliff. I just... right now, they're cruising.
I mean, me personally, what I will say is I don't think that the Astros are going to hold it together. They were at number 12. Now they're at number 6. They jumped up 6 spots. Here's the thing about the Astros. Again, you can't say anything bad about them because they're coming up. They're starting to get their flow. But in the beginning of the year, you could see where they were falling short. Where they were falling short was that fielding. They misjudged the ball on a pop fly. How the hell do you do that? And the crazy thing is that it was hit to Michael Brantley. Like, how do you misjudge a ball? Like, there was no wind, no rain, no snow. You just completely just overjudged it.
Fart.
Yeah, you just completely overjudged it.
My biggest thing of an Astros fan is the fact that Verlander's pitching as well as he is after being hurt. And that if he stays that way, Houston's going to be a real problem.
Yep.
I mean, I think they're already a problem, but with Verlander pitching the way he is, boy, they're going to be tough, man. They're going to be real tough.
Yeah.
They deserve to be right in that top 10 easy, in my opinion.
Yeah. Jose Altuve is always going to be a great
them in the World Series when I forecasted
You did.
it.
Yep.
Let's go. Let's not really go, though. I'd rather the Mariners do better, and I look wrong here.
Moving on to the Padres, San Diego. When
Machado's having a great season.
Oh, yeah, he is. But when Tatis Jr. comes back, I mean, he's out for 60 games.
I really like their 3 starters.
Yeah. 60 games is almost done.
Musgrove, Darvish, Sean.
Sneal. I mean, dude, this pitching staff is great.
Really good.
Luke Voit is their DH. Robinson Cano is right behind him. Let me ask you this. Who would you rather have as your DH starter? Luke Voit or Robinson Cano? We know what Robinson Cano can do. We've seen him play. Who do you play for?
Oh, the Mets and the Mariners and the
There
Yankees.
you go. How good was he though with Seattle?
Well, early on he wasn't bad. I mean, we still got a couple of his last 30, early 30s, and it wasn't a great contract when we got him. I don't want to get too far in this, but Seattle's problem is getting free agents anyway. So getting a guy like him, even if it was a bad contract, is just getting a dude over here. It didn't work out the way they planned. He was pretty good, and it just kind of was like, boy, we're paying him a lot of money just to be kind of like average to a little above average. It wasn't a superstar that we were paying for. I would take Luke Voit.
Before we continue,
more power.
What do you all think about the robot umps? I'm for it. I'm so for it. Robot umps. I'm for it. There's just no arguing with me about it because I saw Henderson.
It depends to me if you want to take out the human element. That's it.
Yeah, but if you just do it behind home plate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you take that part of, because every umpire has its own strike zone and that.
Yeah, but when you call
which is interesting, but there's some times where it's real bad. It's hurt my boys already.
Yeah.
So
I mean, JP, they literally.
If you want the purest form of the game where every ball and strike counts exactly where it's at, go get the robots. go get the computers, because it's not going to mess that up. That strike zone is always going to be consistent. It's just one of those things. Do you want to take the human element of that particular part of the game out of it? And I think when you're battling, I probably lean more towards the robots at this point because I've just seen too many screwy things with the real umps. But if you're talking, baseball is so rooted in tradition. I mean, that is why it hasn't changed. The game itself really hasn't changed at all since it's been invented.
In hundreds of years,
There's times where they had to move the pitching mound different spots just to make sure that hitting and pitching wasn't too dominant. But for the most part, the game's been played the same exact way. So if you've been someone, you're 60 or 70 and you've been watching that game forever, you definitely don't want the robots.
No, but
if you're I'm probably right on that fringe where change is inevitable. I'm okay with shifting it around, so bring it on. I mean, to me is you need the pitching clock.
Well, so
I need the time between the pitches to speed up.
Well, yeah, but so here's my thing. I'm watching JP up to bat. He calls a strike 2 inches off of the strike box. Then I'm watching Justin Turner he calls a ball when it's literally in a strike for ball
Well, that's
4.
what I'm saying, but those are probably two different umpires. So they, like I said,
It was the same. It's Angel Hernandez.
The same guy? Well,
same guy.
Maybe he's just shitty.
Maybe they just need to get him out.
Well, that's possible, yeah.
I don't know how the hell everything is supposed to run like that, but this is bullshit.
I was just trying to get the counter argument to why they would keep him, but I'd probably be happy with this robot umps because at least there would be less ambiguity as far as what's a strike and what's a ball now.
See, Carson always whenever me and him talk about sports or something like that, he always shows the other side of what is really going on. And I think you do have a really good point. Like, if you're 60, 70 years old and you've been watching this game for forever, am I going to want the robot umps?
You don't want changes like that. It's the same sport you watch since you've been a kid forever. And trust me, there's a lot less to do back in those days. A lot less to do. That's why baseball's having a real problem keeping like the younger generations involved. I feel like me being around 40, and even the David to the extent, we're kind of the last diehards. No, trust me, there's some kids that probably are really into it, but it won't never. Actually, it's gone from a national sport into a regional sport. We all just kind of follow our own teams. It's really hard to be like, hey, Pittsburgh, St. Louis is on. Do I want to burn 3 hours watching another team play? I trust me, there's some sick guys out there to watch everything. I get it. It's just to me, I want the game sped up. So I'm more in favor of change, but you're right. Like, if I was someone that has been ingrained with the same thing and it didn't change at all, it's not like football. Football changes all the time. We always have different things going on.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's what I don't like.
Basketball's been pretty good. They've been more accepting to change after Curry kind of came to the league. I can't stress the impact of what Curry had on the league.
Well,
it really went from I need big dudes to win.
To now I just need a smaller
watch this little dude that's just
bring back the steroid era, Jim. I agree.
That was fun to watch.
Yeah,
it was fun to watch. I mean, yeah. I mean, why not? Because
just let us all smoke.
You know who the best player I think in that entire era was and I'm not gonna say Griffey because I could, but
Griffey didn't use the roids.
I know, and I don't think who used the roids is Pedro Martinez.
Ooh, yes.
He dominated in an era that you knew half the guys were juiced.
Yep.
And he was just that good. I love that era of baseball. There were so many good players, and just like if you wanted to watch like a high scoring game, I can guarantee you saw a lot of fireworks back then.
Yeah, well, so here's
that just real quick, Dave. Sorry.
Go ahead.
That Sosa-Maguire race was fascinating.
It was, but then Barry Bonds snuck up.
Well, it wasn't there in the same year. So there's just that 1 year with Sosa would be like in the lead, and he had like 64, and Maguire was kind of a little behind or something. And then Maguire just at the end shot at 72 or 70 somewhere. I think he had 70. Anyways, that's ridiculous. Well, you can tell the HGH is out of the league because hitting 60 anymore is phenomenal. I don't think anyone's done that. When's the last time anyone's hit 60? 60
homers? It hasn't been.
It's been a while.
Kristen Yelich was on the run. He was at, I think, 2 months in. I think it was almost the end of April, and he had 23 home runs, and then he got hurt for his knee, and he wasn't
can
playing.
We go back and tell Griffey, take the juice. Take the juice. My goodness.
Well, Jim,
I'm happy he didn't do it.
Hold that. Because Jim is saying Griffey was a hardcore juicer and he had no swing.
He's just trolling. There's no way he believes that. No, give me a break. Give me a break.
Well,
Griffey, Pedro Martinez, Mariano Rivera.
Yeah.
You can't, or Derek Jeter. You can't say anything about those guys.
No.
I think those are about the cleanest four dudes. The fact that Griffey wasn't unanimous is the biggest crock of bull. I mean, they were like, it was like one guy. And then I think he just kind of got reamed out. And then the next one, it got the friend they finally got was Mario Rivera. It should went to Griffey.
Yeah.
I want to know who that one guy was. I want to have a nice talk with him.
You are hilarious. Makovikov was more popular than the MLB. Well, so this is what I do want to say real quick.
Damn, Jim. Yeah, they would line it up out there.
What I do want to say is this, though. I like to watch sports. I don't care what game is on. If I have to sit through and watch Cincinnati versus the Pirates, at least I get to watch at least a good scoring game at that point. Because they're both, second to last or very last in their division. It's a good game to watch because it's coming back into it.
If you're watching for purely the joy of the sport, I guess I can agree with you.
Yeah.
If I was watching that game for any implications that might matter in the future, that's an awful game.
Yeah.
I don't know. What were we talking about? That's ridiculous.
Giants at number 8.
Yeah, like I said, they're like the magicians. Them and Tampa.
Yeah.
Them, Tampa, and Oakland should just be in their own tier somewhere.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Just smart ownership. We don't got the funds like everyone else, but we're going to make this happen.
But, they were at number 4. They dropped down 4 spots to number 8. They're 20 and 14.
They're doing better than I would expect at this point.
Yeah, me too. Carlos Verdon is looking really nice.
But you know what? The thing, I just caught myself. They won 110 games last season. Mm-hmm. So, even if they had a bad season, they shouldn't drop up. But it looks like they're...
Yeah, but they also don't have Tommy Listell right now.
Keeping right in there.
Yeah.
I think the best pickup all season, and I think I said this early, is Carlos Verdon.
Yeah, I do too. Brendan Crawford as well. Evan Longoria has no home runs in this year. I think that he's on his way out. I think that Evan Longoria is on his way out. Wilmer Flores is going to pick up that spot, which is going to be a really good third baseman. But
I'll be honest. I don't know how they do it. I don't watch enough Giant games to tell you. Mm-hmm. It's just they do it. So, well,
they have a really good lineup.
It's okay. It's okay.
But they do. But
they just have guys that've been there and will hit out pretty good, which is
LaMontel Wade Jr.
It keeps you in games.
Great hitter. Jock Peterson, great DH. Brandon Crawford, great contactive hitter. Ever Longoria has made it on base. He has a pretty high base percentage, but they're missing out Tommy Listella. Tommy Listella is their guy, their home run hitter.
I guess what I'm comparing it to is go look at the Yankees, the Dodgers lineup. Mm-hmm. It's
no, you can't.
I know, but that's where the top of the top is at. And the fact that they're doing what they're doing is always, it shouldn't be shocking because they just do it. Mm-hmm. But the fact, I just...
Yeah. This one...
It's great. It's great. I'm pulling for him.
Well, this one right here kind of surprises me a little bit.
I'm not pulling for these guys.
With the Twins? Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I'm a little bit confused. The Twins are ranked number 9. They're 20 and 15. They were previously at number 11.
Is. Maybe not him.
Yeah, nah. Where were we?
We're talking about the Twins here. They got it okay.
Sonny Gray, Joe Ryan.
I don't like their starting pitching that great, but you know who they have? They have Brian Bruxton. He's really good at baseball.
Really good, yeah.
I kind of like some of the role players like Luis Alvarez, Gio Ursula. Those are kind of guys that got some pop.
Yeah, Max Kepler, Carlos Carrera.
When the Mariners played them, it was pretty scary. Carlos Correa just walks up oh, cool. The lineup's pretty nutty. What will ultimately kill this team by far is their starting pitching.
Yeah.
It's not good enough to hang with the best of the best.
No.
But they're on a nice run right now.
But Sonny Gray's a good pitcher.
Sonny Gray's a good pitcher.
He's a really good pitcher. Joe Ryan is a good, second.
Okay, but
I think that he could go start.
Yankees and it's Sonny Gray against Garrett Cole.
Yeah, but here...
That's the kind of thing. Or even against Cleveland, you got Shane Bieber going out against Sonny Gray.
There's no way Twins are that high. They are.
It's more record and how they're playing right now, not necessarily what we think at the end of the season.
Oh, yeah, dude. If this was our lineup, he would have Dodgers number 1. I would have Yankees number 1. I would have Dodgers number 2. He would have Mets number 2.
To the internet at the moment right now, not necessarily where these teams are going to end up. Because I think the Twins have got a nice team. They're probably going to be that middle of the pack, 15 to 14th best team in the league when it's all said and done.
I got to wait until maybe the third week of June, the beginning of July, to actually say where these teams are going to end up.
Chris Archer was an amazing pitcher way back when he was with Pittsburgh and Tampa.
Yep.
you don't necessarily want to bank on someone like that when he's towards the tail end of his career. Like they have a couple injuries to their starters already. Like I said, I really like their lineup. It's very scary to watch your team play against them. But, that's only going to get you so far. And their lineup, which I said is good, it's not great in a sense either. It's not going to be one of the best in the league. So,
well, they are missing, three pitchers.
They got a chance to win the AL Central for sure. I think it's going to be obviously them, Chicago or Cleveland. I'm taking a little time out, but that's my prediction.
All right, time out. I'll keep talking.
Sorry, KC and Detroit.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But so now that Carson's out, we're going to talk a little bit about Carlos Correa. He did miss 10 games. Bailey Uber is missing 10 games as well. Danny Columbi is missing 15. Dylan Bundy is out. That should be within about another month and a half-ish. They are missing a lot of good pitchers. They're missing a lot of their closing pitchers, their relief pitchers. They're missing their third starting pitcher. Again, when it all comes back into play, I think that this team is very, very scary. I think that this batting lineup is super scary as well, just like what Carson was saying about if they're playing your team, can you for sure get a win? Can you win 2 out of 3 of the series? You know what I mean? So, Carson's back. Hi.
Awesome, guys. What's happening? All right. Right, I didn't miss much. Okay, Tampa.
Moving on to Tampa. Tampa's at 21-14. They were previously ranked number 9. I felt that, Tampa should be at, top 6, top 5 for sure, just because of how they're playing in their lineup that they do have.
That's one of those teams you kind of take the track record of how they've done in the past. You shouldn't really apply it to the current season, but the way they've always been, it's just not a shocker. It's not a surprise at all to me that, they lost Robbie Ray, Cy Young winner to the Mariners, and they just haven't missed the beat.
Yep.
Not only on top of that, they kicked the crap out of us.
Yep. Randy Ozarena's looking really nice. Wander Franco, Taylor Walls, Brendan Lowe.
Franco's fun.
Yeah, those guys are just really, really super fun to watch. If I could pick a team to watch all year, win or lose, this would be my team to watch.
They'd be up there for me.
Yeah.
I'm still taking my boys, but other than that, because I always am a super homer over here with that. But yeah, Tampa would be a fun one to keep an eye on because they got a great team. They're going to play fundamentally really well.
See, I like watching prospects. So I collect a lot of sports cards, and that's what I love to watch. I love to watch those one guys. Wander Franco's one of them. Julio Rodriguez is one of my favorite people to actually watch. But Randy Ozarena was the guy to watch last year. He did do some domestic violence things. He got in trouble with the law a couple of times here and there. He was suspended for, I think it was 60 games last year. I believe it was 60-ish. But he's now coming out and he's showing why he's a stud, why he is one of the best shortstops in the game.
I feel like their lineup is it's kind of like Brandon Lowe. I know he's not a huge name, but God, he's really good at baseball. And it just got those kind of guys. Even Mike Zeno used to play for the Mariners. Kind of turn it around with the Tampa.
Yeah,
he's got one of those dudes you're gonna have to eat his 215 or below batting average, but it's gonna hit 35 homers. So you're just gonna have to live with it. Or he might swing a couple games. That kind of thing.
So let me ask you this before we move on. Give me your team, okay? I want to know your pitching. What team's pitching would you take on this list that we just saw?
Out of all of them?
Yeah.
I'd take the Mets.
The Mets,
with
for sure?
The prospect if I had DeGrom coming.
Okay. I would take the Yankees just because Garrett Cole is my saving grace. Now, give me one player to build that superstar team.
Out of what we just went over here, the one guy that would be
the one guy that stands out to you the most on this.
Who you got? Because give me a second.
Who do I have? I'm going to go with Manny Machado, Anthony Rizzo, or Aaron Judge. Those would be probably my 3 guys who I would snag for player-wise.
God, it's hard.
It is hard, man. See, but then I look at the Angels, and I'm like, damn, Osei Ohtani.
Well, it'd be hard to sleep on Trout still, too. You know?
I know.
Like, it's one of those, God, you know.
We won't be mad at you.
I know. You're talking about positional player, right?
Yeah, I mean, just, so you took the Mets pitching staff to start your franchise.
Yeah.
I took the Yankees staff to start my franchise. Mm-hmm. I took Rizzo, Judge, and Manny Machado to be my 3 top guys.
Oh. Okay.
Hold on. Here he goes. He's taking a sip.
God, man, that's so brutal because I could think of a lot of ways where I'd want to go with this. Like one guy comes to my mind immediately because he's still right in that wheelhouse of his prime. Like, it's hard to, like, I would like a little Mookie Betts on my team.
Okay, there's one.
I would still take someone like Harper.
So Mookie and Harper.
But I feel like this is not the right list though. Like, because it's just that hit my head. Like, oh, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I'm taking him.
Okay, so those are your 3?
Oh, yeah. If I had to start with those 3, just on the top of my head to keep this thing moving, yeah, I'm okay with that. I got Betts. I got Harper, and I got Vladimir Jr.
I want to drop Rizzo, and I want to put.
Yeah, you got to drop Rizzo. Off
I want to drop Rizzo, and I want to put Fernando Tatis Jr.
Well, that's not bad.
Give me it.
He's great.
Yep. Give me it. So, guys, we're looking at the top 10 home run hitters in 2022. These guys are insane. There's 2 Milwaukee guys.
Bruxton could have been there too for me.
Yeah.
His track record as far as staying healthy is a little iffy, but he's got some pop, obviously.
So we have number 1, Aaron Judge, 12 home runs. His batting average is at 296.
It's incredible.
That's awesome. We got Byron Buxton at 11 at 259. Jordan Alvarez at 11 home runs at 257. We have Giancarlo Stanton at 10 at 290. Anthony Rizzo right behind him with 9 at 225. Mike Trout at 312, 9 home runs. Bryce Harper 305 at 9 home runs. We have CJ Caron at 305, 9 home runs. Got Hunter Renfroe at 9 home runs, 228. Then you got Willie Adams at 208 with 9 home runs. I mean,
it's not a bad list.
It's not.
It's going to change here a bit. I would be a little. Listen, if you're hitting under 225, it basically covers 3 of the guys on this list. That's a little hard to eat because obviously either that guy's just going straight, always trying to hit a home run. Yep. I would want someone maybe a little more situational. I think the most impressive guy on this list is Judge, right? Number 1. I know it's 12, but hitting 296. I mean, he's impacting the game quite a bit whenever he's up. He's also got 6 doubles, which is nice.
Yeah. But Bryce Harper's got 14.
37 hits. Not bad, you know? Yeah, well, Harper's a badass, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's
hit 305. Anything over 300 in the modern era, I feel like, as far as batting average. It's not like back when I grew up, you know, and you had Tony Gwynn hitting like 347. Or you have George Brett back in the days hitting like 380. Like trying to push Ted Williams back then. It's just... If anyone's hitting over 330, you're having an exceptional year anymore. But that would should still be the truth, but even more so now. So for Judge to hit 296 is just wow. That's probably a big reason why the Yankees are doing as well as they are.
With Jordan Alvarez being a designated hitter too, I mean 11 home runs.
He's good.
I mean that's really awesome. But Caleb said Brewers pitching, Trout as my player is what he said.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, really hard to argue.
Yeah.
I'm not... You can always pick Mike Trout, and I could never probably actually come back with you into anything. He's just that good. It's just more of a winning thing. I think it just kind of gets a little bit of, like, And he was hurt last season, so it's not quite fresh in our mind. But, yeah, Trout could easily and he probably still the best baseball player in the league.
Yeah. George Brett used pine tar.
They all use pine tar.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you remember Sammy Sosa's bat? We were going to talk about the steroids era, and it was corked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When he was playing for the Cubs, they came out and checked the bat.
Well, it shattered.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't know English. That was a great excuse. I forgot how to talk to
you. The main guy that it does stand out to me on this list. I mean, Aaron Judge does have a great average, but is Mike Trout, man, for the age that he's at right now, for hitting .312 batting average right now, having 109 at bats. I mean, that's just crazy to me. That's really crazy.
It's great, and I think he's probably playing the best right now. But you got to give a lot of credit to the lineup he's in as well. Mm-hmm. He's well protected.
Yeah,
you can't just walk Judge every time he's up and not worry about the repercussions because you're going to have Stanton, or
Rizzo,
Donaldson, or something like that behind
Donaldson's looking nice, man. But Donaldson's
you're
getting up
always going to be a
age.
little better when you got some awesome protection around you.
Yeah,
that's how Griffey was amazing. Mm-hmm. He was great regardless. I don't care, but he had Edgar Martinez behind him.
Yeah.
If you put Griffey on, Edgar's going to knock him in. He was the king of doubles.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But
it helps those numbers. Like Karan, it might be a little more impressive that he's hitting .305 because maybe he doesn't have a whole lot other than maybe Chris Bryant on that team, that type of thing. It's going to be a little hard for him. So maybe it's a little more impressive, but I can't judge. No pun intended. You can't judge a team.
Yeah, no.
Because he's doing awesome, because of the lineup. But it does help.
I mean, even if you look at the games played, you got Byron Buxton at 23. So for him to hit 11 home runs,
the reason I didn't put him
awesome.
in my top 3, and I mean that was really quick. I always think of him not being able to play a full season.
Yeah,
and that matters.
But I mean, Bryce Harper, Cron.
Harper's
Willie,
the man right here.
They've all played every single game. Aaron Judge played every single game. Jordan Alvarez hasn't played every single game. Giancarlo Stanton has hit every game. So same with Anthony Rizzo. So I don't think that you can't say who's the leading home run hitter right now if they don't play the full.
I'm kind of surprised to see Vlad not here at the moment.
Vladimir. Well, I mean he
started off super hot.
He has 8.
Yeah, so he's right there.
Yeah.
I just seemed like the way he started right out the gates that he should have been on top of this.
He was number 1. He did have the first 5 or 6 home runs in the game.
I was still taking him though.
Yeah. Moving on to the top 10 pitchers. This list is actually spot on. When you look at Pablo Lopez from Miami, Nestor Cortez from New York, Justin Verlander from Houston, Miles Mioukla from the Cardinals. I'm just going to start with the first 4, and then we'll go on to the last. But this is actually spot on.
Pablo Lopez, I mean, get out of here with those numbers. That's no way that's sustainable. I hope I'm wrong, but my God. A 1.05 ERA, he's 4-1. I probably don't even know how he lost that game. 43 innings pitched. You always want to be in the top guys because that means that you are carrying the load for your bullpen right there. With only giving up 2 homers and a 9.6 K per 9.
Yep.
His WAR's 2.3. It's 5 point decimals better than the second guy.
Yep.
Wow. I didn't even realize how good this guy's doing. You just look at all you have to do is look at the line and be like, that's the man right there.
Yep.
Quality starts really do matter too.
I mean, Cortez for New York.
He's their best pitcher right now.
Yeah. I mean, Garrett Cole, you're not on this list, man. Like, what's going on? That would be my question.
I'm sorry. Anything sub 200 ERA is phenomenal.
Well, yeah. But,
I mean, you would expect your guy that you paid $1 gazillion, but I bet when you revisit this, towards the end of the season, that Cole will probably take Cortez's spot most likely.
Yeah, I mean,
I just would be super happy as a Yankee fan that he's producing the way he is.
The way he is, yeah, for being a third round pitcher for him. Yeah, for third up.
Let's say he's a real boomer bust. So his K per 9 is 11, so he's striking out a ton of dudes. But he also has kind of more of the high walkage, so he's either throwing, dealing, or way off.
He has the second highest right now. I mean, Corbin Burns has 11.2, but then again, like just like you said, like we're going to revisit this towards the end, and we're going to see before
this list right here. I can guarantee there'll be a couple of these guys that will be here. I trust Verlander to be as good as he is. Burns for sure. Like Pablo Lopez. I'm sorry. It's amazing he's having this start. I would be shocked if he saw similar numbers when we get to like September.
Well, his ERA might go to like 120, but
that'd be incredible.
Like 1.20.
That's being very, very optimistic.
I mean,
he's out to a great start. Let's just put it that way.
So, do you remember Aaron?
He doesn't have the track record as some of these other guys.
But do you remember when Aaron Judge was in the home run derby? He won, came back, swing looked like crap, couldn't do anything. I hope that he doesn't go to the All-Star game. I hope he doesn't. If I want to, well, he will. But I'm just saying though, like if it was me, I would turn it down. Because I'm looking at my stats. I'm trying to be the best pitcher in the world. I'm trying to at least get a max contract. I'm trying to get to another team.
Well, you show up to the All-Star game because it's an awesome honor, and I'd say be like, hey, I'm just pitching 1/2 inning.
Yeah. I'm looking at Miles Michael Kopech, then Paul Blackburn, Morel Kelly, Alex Manona.
Like I said, you have a couple of the real stars up there and some more like kind of no-namers or guys that are pretty good and just having a great stretch right now. Yep. This is one of those lists. I can see maybe more of the home runs kind of being more consistent, but here, this is going to change quite a bit. I would just be thrilled. Like Martin Perez, I'm sorry, Martin, but you're probably not going to be the 10th best pitcher when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
You get to go pitch in 90 to 100 degrees weather in August. July, that ball is going to start carrying a lot heavier instead of this crappy weather. I would be ecstatic if I had anyone from Texas, Colorado, if my pitchers are up there right now.
Well, him and Michael Kopech, they both have no home runs hit off them.
That's great.
And that's awesome.
They're doing awesome.
Yeah.
I don't want to take anything away from these guys and what they've done right now.
Yeah. Corbin Burns at 9 isn't doing too bad.
My big thing is like, boy, there's going to be a lot of changes here when it's all said and done.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, when you look at Pablo Lopez.
His numbers are disgusting right now.
That's insane. And we're already, 2 months in?
Almost 2 months.
Almost 2 months in?
Right around there right now.
That's crazy. And he's already played 7 games. He started 7 games. That's insane to have an ERA. Yeah.
But if you want to do quality, you look at Burns or Moha from Toronto that pitched 7 games with 6 quality. So, I mean, that means every start they have given their team a chance to win. Yep. Where Lopez, the other thing is he has 4 quality out of his 7 starts, which means he's had 4 fantastic starts. But obviously he's doing good enough not to get shelled at any point either. Maybe they're just pulling the hook a little earlier than normal, something like that. But 43 innings, maybe I'm contradicting myself. He's having a great time. Yeah. he's doing awesome.
Well, guys, that's it for us here. We're all done. Karsten, we got another one in the book, my man.
Yeah.
Guys, next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Are you good with that?
Yeah, I should be able there for that. What do you guys feel more like? Me and David kind of shooting you want us to do more like a classic recap? You guys something interested in something like that? Do you want us to live stream maybe one of the playoff games where you guys just kind of follow it and we just do our thing on top of that? If you guys got any suggestions, please throw it our way for sure.
Yeah, we're always looking for something new.
But yeah,
I think
a lot of good stuff coming up.
Yeah, I think that that Wednesday coming up, I'm not 1,000,000% sure on how you feel, but I mean, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna figure it out, and we'll most definitely go from there.
Well, we're getting into the not quite there. Fantasy football's coming around the corner, friends.
Yeah, it starts. We're 1, 2, 3, 4 months away.
Well, yeah, the start of the season.
Yeah.
They're already reporting to camp here soon.
Yeah, they're reporting to camp already. The 16th is when they all.
I know that the rookie camps have happened. Maybe they're doing the full thing now, but boy.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, the NBA conference finals is gonna be a lot of fun, guys.
Yep. Ends in June.
Anywho.
All right, guys, we're going to head out of here. We're going to get everything all set aside and figure it out. We'll see you guys all soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Guys, your comments help. I mean, as you guys saw today, I mean, you guys were throwing in some really good stuff for us to kind of just go off of. When we start getting a little, bigger following, I think we'll do questions and answers one day. You guys just throw a question out at us or something
yeah.
When we start getting a little bigger, right now there's just not a lot of people in our chat to, kind of do that, and that's what we're pretty much kind of aiming for as well.
Yeah, it's something like that. We're still tinkering with the format and stuff. It's fine though. I'm having a blast. We're doing great with this. It's just that we're always. That's why I mentioned suggestions, because it's really what you guys want to see, not so much what we want to talk about.
Hey, I agree, 100%. Guys, today we had a really, really sad thing happen though. Before we go, we had Mr. Randy Moss fall off.
Yeah, could have been real tragedy, but you know what?
The picture was safe.
Is completely fine. So
yeah, but there was glass everywhere.
Got real lucky with that.
Yeah, I don't know how it felt either. It was the weirdest thing ever. What?
Nice. I felt like I got the same damn ball. Did I get it? Never mind. I'll ask you later.
No, you didn't give me that.
No, I didn't think so.
Oh.
I have something similar to that.
That is...
no, I have a Tom Seaver.
That's Don Sutton. That's his Hall of Fame baseball.
Nice.
And that's his 324th win. I've met Don when I was playing at, rest in peace to him, when I worked at the Brave Stadium. He was one of the broadcasters. And he would always come down and we would talk. Well, funny question that I asked him is that I really wanted to know why the Dodgers, how did you know, did the Dodgers tell you before it was your last game with the Dodgers or what? And he said, no, after I got done throwing out my 5,000 plus strikeout, they just told me to pack my stuff up and meet me in the thing. So I packed up, meet them there, and they traded me off. And I was like, why? And he was like, that's baseball, man. I finished out with Milwaukee. And I was like, dang, here's a question. Why did Russell Wilson throw the ball? Karsten.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, I can watch that train wreck from afar now.
I'll tell you why.
I'm not salty about the Seahawks or nothing.
I'll tell you why, because I didn't have enough faith in Marshawn Lynch. Because Pete Carroll wanted to throw the damn ball to figure out that he could get it.
I think there was a lot of politicking. When you shouldn't be doing that in the Super Bowl. Yeah, that was a tough day. That was a real tough day. I will tell you, as someone being a transplant from Seattle to Georgia, and people know me, and I'm a server, and I'm chit-chatting, get to know my tables, and they know they're from Seattle. Mm-hmm. I would say about 70% of the time from any person that I meet that knows a lick of sports, it's like, oh, why didn't you run the ball with Marshawn Lynch? And I have to be the guy that sits there and goes, I had some kind of decision over what they did there. Every time, I'm like, I don't know, man. It was one of the worst days of my life. Thanks for bringing it up for the 8th millionth time. I appreciate it. It's just how all these Atlanta fans, Seattle and Atlanta will never, ever be able to escape how they lost to the Patriots.
Well, I'll tell you why they lost to the Patriots. I can just already tell you this. They didn't run the damn ball. They threw it. There were so many times that they could have just won the game. Like when we were watching the game earlier.
They let their foot off the pedal.
Yep.
And
we love you too, Jim.
Something I always say about that Atlanta game is that Atlanta scored so fast. Yep. So fast. That defense was on the field forever. I mean, once towards the end of that game, there was no way. The one thing I knew for sure, I was surprised that Patriots caught up in that Super Bowl to send it to overtime. But as soon as the Patriots won the coin flip, I knew it was over.
Yep.
That Atlanta defense wasn't going to stop.
And if you thought you were going to stop them, if you are a fan and you thought that you were going to win that game, you are simply crazy. As soon as Tom Brady had the ball in his hands,
I
agree with you 100%.
Once they did the coin flip and went to Patriots, it's game over.
Yeah, if you literally thought that that Atlanta was going to come back and win that, you're just a flipping idiot.
You're just more mad that you blew a lead like that in the first place.
No, yep, and you're just also mad that you couldn't hold the ball either. So, but guys, we're going to do...
I think a lot of people from Georgia watch this yet, in that sense.
Yeah, because then we wouldn't be...
We're not necessarily big Atlanta fans over here. In this, I kind of like the Braves. The Hawks are all right. But the Falcons,
Carson mic dropped. When Carson pushes away, he mic drops.
I can't actually drop it.
Yeah, you can. Mic dropped.
Good luck, Atlanta.
Yep. Well, all right, guys. We will continue this Wednesday at 7 p.m. Guys, we'll figure out what we're going to do tonight. But we'll see you guys all later. You guys all have a good one. Later.